Hello everyone and welcome back to another railway model store review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a really solid and well detailed model, which is the Dapol Class 73 diesel electric locomotive. So first things first, taking a look at the box. As always with Dapol, they've got quite a nice presented box, blue and silver, with a blueprint of the engine O gauge up in the top corner here. Dapol logos, and obviously at the bottom it says Class 73. The sides we've got in the blueprint, Dapol logos. More logos and gauge, and of course we have the product code, which is 4D-006-013. So let's get it out of the box and take a look at the model. Of course, within the box we do have the instructions, so it's got a few details in there, and the most important bit, of course, is that this engine can be fitted with a 21-pin DCC decoder. So within the box we do have a couple of detail bags. We have this one which contains a lot of multiple unit working cables as well as some couplers, and this other bag which does actually contain some see-through parts, which I am not entirely sure what they are for, though I will be honest, I think they might be spare windows, so it's good that this model comes with these. Okay, so we're now out of the box, and as we can see it's a very colourful, and you know, just from here we can always see it's a very well detailed model for its price. Which is actually only around £120, £130, depending on whether or not you've got discount codes, if it's on sale, that sort of thing. As a quick reminder, of course, you do get a discount code, which is RMS YouTube, which gives you an extra 5% off this particular model if you do want to buy with us, and that also does work on anything else as well. But yeah, so if we just get into it, if we look at the front here, we have, again, a pretty astounding amount of detail. We've got the, I believe these are multiple unit jumper cables, which is quite common on southern region locomotives. You can see these on Class 33s, for example. I believe it's the 33-1? I could be wrong there, could be wrong. So you've got the cables there. You've got the mounting points for head codes and tail lights, that sort of thing. We've got a shed code just here. We have one of the high-density lights at the front in the middle of the model. There is the head code board just inside the cab there. We have windscreen wipers. And then if we look at the buffer beam here, we have got some orange detailing there. Again, I believe that's some sort of electrical equipment. The buffers, which I believe are oleo buffers, I think are the round ones. These are sprung and look very good. And there is some detail on the buffer beams, including your standard sort of hooks and that sort of thing for couplings. Okay, so let's take a look at the side of loco now. I'm going to start with the sort of bottom of the engine, as this is what catches my eye the most. We have amazingly detailed bogies. There's a lot of detail here, there's a lot of piping, brake lines, springs, that sort of thing. And the best bit is it's all actually got different colours on. You can see there's blues, whites, we've got some silver on here, some yellows, and then red springs, which is really cool, because something I complain about quite a lot on especially Hornby models actually, is that they have this, like, for some reason they just don't bother doing any of the colours down the bottom, which is quite common on engines in real life. Although I feel like we might be missing some warning decals along the bottom here maybe. But we'll get onto that in a bit. We've also got the stepladder, which is, oh, I knocked it off, which is there in yellow, which again looks really good. And then if we move on to the livery, you can see it's very well applicated. There is no sort of paint bleed between the colours. And then the rather striking southern green livery, we've got the green cab ends, which then goes into white. We've got a long red stripe along the bottom. And then sort of, I think that's a darker green that forms a bit of a band along there as well, which does it really good and does fit in with the Electro Stars, which unfortunately there aren't any models of yet. But if you've got maybe the up-and-coming Hornby Class 423 multiple unit, they're doing one of them in Southern, so that would look quite good paired up with this, I think. We've got the Southern logo here, printed very well. We've got a couple of panels here, which are well detailed with rivets and everything. We've got some ventilation here, and you can see there are struts behind them, which looks really good. Here we've got a window. You can also see sort of the engine bay in there. Whether or not that's actual detail or literally just the motor, I am not sure. We've got warning decals here. The doors do not open, but they are surrounded by, we've got silver handrails, and we've got the handle also painted in silver there, which is really cool. We've got the number, and then down here we have also got the engine detail panel, which, you know, contains information about the class. If we take a look slightly further down now, we are now on the Gatwick Express side of the engine. Well, sorry, that's the wrong word. We're on the same side, but on the Gatwick Express end. Obviously, Govia, I believe, they operate both Southern and Gatwick Express. So this engine is used, you know, as a Thunderbird for both classes. But yes, you can see we've got the Gatwick Express logo here, again printed very well. The livery is exactly the same, it's just flipped around, so obviously we've got the green here, the yellow and the red down there. We've got warning panels, as before, for the overhead electrification, and again we have a very, very detailed bogie. You can see the silver brake lining along there, some springs, and various other bits of detail in different colours, including the third rail, obviously, third rail pickups. And again, we have got the buffer beams, sorry, not the buffer beams. And then again, we have got the yellow step ladder at the front here as well, looking very, very smart. If we now take a look at the roof of the model, you can see that we do have the orange cantrail, I believe it's called cantrail lining, going all the way around at the top here. You can see we've got the horns at either end of the locomotive. We've got various grills and we've got big yellow panels as well as I believe this one here is the exhaust. So again, very well detailed on the top as well. So overall, the detailing, the printing, the paint is all very, very solid. And again, the thing that strikes me most is it's very nice livery, applied well, and of course we have got the very detailed bogies, which is one of the things that stands out to me the most. So let's get it running now. See how well it runs, and yeah, let's just get right into that now.
Okay, so we've now got the engine running about. It ran very, very smoothly, very quietly. There's a little bit of a noise, but that's just because of my track, so do not worry about that. But yeah, so it's got very, very quiet motor, very smooth runner, had no issues over any points or anything, and ran fine on my track, which is quite dodgy, so the fact it ran at all is pretty good and shows how durable and solid these engines are by Dapol at performing. But overall, it's got a very high level of detail. It looks brilliant, the paint finish is great. So I'd highly recommend getting one of these, and I'll be getting one myself if they ran in the area that I model, but unfortunately they do not. However, we have this version and the Southwest Trains version in stock for those interested, and we are also taking pre-orders for a number of other liveries, including GB Rail Freight and British Railways liveries. So if you're interested in that, head over to the website and put in a pre-order. And remember, you can use the code RMSYouTube to get 5% off on your order. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and again, I think this is a brilliant model, highly recommend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.